I was getting offers for music collaborations and all the musicians I really liked, but I just didn't feel fit with the art. I told my team I only want to work with Hans Zimmer because that's who I actually paint to. And a week later, I was sitting in Hans' studio. This collaboration is really special because it's like a true collaboration. Hans recorded me at my studio and used the audio in the song, and then he would do doodles and quotes, write them down, and then we'd use that in the animation. So it's really true, like two artists coming together and like crossing over the mediums, and I think that was very special. And for me, it's a big opportunity because I've always just listened to his music and looked up to him. So it's, I think, timeless. So how the creative side started was Hans wanted me to inspire him and tease him with something. So I would give him a little tease, and then he would give me a tease back, and then I'd give him something bigger, and he'd give me something bigger back. And so it was this process of like teeter-totter, We strangely have similar backgrounds of our careers, about how we were both kind of like going down different paths than the traditional way in our own industries, basically. We both ended up where we ended up by mistake, and here we are together now. So every single thing that could go wrong did go wrong at some point. I at one point had to call Hans and see if I could give him a mix note on one of the sounds, which sounds like the craziest thing ever, to tell Hans Zimmer that maybe something might have been a little too loud. I thought, I was just like, I almost had a heart attack that night because I didn't know what to do. And so I was like, how do you tell Hans Zimmer this? Everyone was just like, no, it sounds perfect, it sounds perfect. I sent it to all these people, sent it to like music executives, and they were like, oh, it's perfect, don't change anything. And then I just texted Hans and I was like, hey, I think this sound, and it was the sound of my paintbrush and spray paint cans. So I was like, I think this part might just be a little too loud. And he was just so fucking cool. And he was just like, no problem, let me listen to it again tomorrow. And so he gets in the studio, FaceTimes me, he plays it, he's like, you're right, this part is too loud for this part, okay. And I was like, oh my God, like, it's like, how do you tell like Picasso that his color green is the wrong green? I was just like, oh my God. Not that anything was wrong, I just was like, I just have this feeling and I just have to tell him. And that's our relationship now, is like, we are just like friends, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I would say this is one of the biggest days of my career. I've always wanted to be at an auction house or Phillips, or just taken seriously by the art world. And I've done gallery shows and all that stuff, but when you make it to this level, it's just, it's something you kind of just think like, oh, big artists do that and big artists do this, but now I feel like I'm here and accepted, and it's a special feeling for me.